Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abusecartoons Livestream. So hopefully my audio is okay. Alright, but let's see how we're doing today. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh, sorry, let me turn this off. That's a little loud. Sorry. There's a little fan forced heat sitting right next to me. It's surprisingly cold today, even though it's, the end of March. Yeah, the last day of March or so. And I think it was yesterday. Basically, yesterday was the first day of the peak of the cherry blossoms. So that means now they start to fall, and that's the kind of beautiful part, is when it's like snow everywhere. Oh yeah, I think this tablet is still flickering. I updated the driver, but yeah, got a little weird strobing thing. I hope that doesn't mean the end of the backlight on this thing. But yeah, back for a little bit more. Hey K5, how's it going? Good to see you. So hopefully we'll get get some better weather soon. At least a month of mild weather before it gets weird. But yeah, it looks like the tourists are back for the cherry blossoms this year. The trains and train stations are really full of people now, and it's not quite the Chinese flood that it was before. So I think there's still some restrictions as far as and probably on the Chinese end, but I'm not gonna. I'll enjoy that while it lasts, because that really makes things miserable everywhere you go. Just too many people. But everyone's got their giant suitcases. I wish they figured out you can just ship things in boxes and actually put boxes on airplanes and things, so you don't have to take these giant suitcases everywhere. Everyone's rolling those big, they look like they're armored, the hard case kind of international travel suitcases. So a lot of those don't roll very well unless they're brand new. So people are hauling those around everywhere. And I guess Kyoto is the most popular tourist destination right now. So that explains it. That explains why it's so miserable everywhere. Because it's expensive, and it's not that easy to stay in Kyoto itself. So you'll stay like somewhere around there, maybe a little bit cheaper, and then just visit. And it's not a very big city, so, and it's also one of those cities where they kind of limited sprawl and everything. But yeah, so feeling a little bit more hopeful. Yeah, to answer your question, KF, I've been doing okay. The season helps. It helps me to feel a little bit, a little more optimistic. We'll see how it goes. So I might have not for a while, not for about 6 months, but this year I might get a visit from my daughter in the U.S. for a while. So that will be great. I hope that works out. Because it's been a while, the lockdown has kept everybody from traveling. But now that the travel is wide open again in Japan, it certainly is crowded. I can't imagine what the airports are like. Yeah, I just feel sorry for all of the people that worked at the grocery store checkouts and convenience stores and things that had a break for a while from the foreigners. Now they're all back, and so many people just speak straight English to these poor old Japanese women, and they don't know what's going on. So can't be fun. But at least they can hear a little bit of English here. They don't hear any Chinese, and still the Chinese just bark at them the same way American tourists do. But yeah, this is This is one of the best seasons here, that's for sure. And it's one of those years I was worried there were some storms and things. It's a little cold, but sometimes there's rain storms with heavy wind that just like destroy all of the blossoms on the trees, so you don't get to enjoy any of it. But it looks like it's going to be pretty mild weather for a few days. So since this is the peak, they should slowly come down instead of being just ripped out of the trees. uh, yes. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, K5, that'd be great. So Yokosoka Suka. Oh, nice. Oh, lucky. He's got some work going on there. Yeah, you should if you get a chance. If you like seafood and you have a chance, it's definitely worth it. It's real easy tourism compared to a lot of countries. The language is a big barrier, but there's so much translation, and anybody, basically anybody under 40 is going to be able to communicate with you, and they'll understand you completely. They just won't be able to speak. They'll be very shy about speaking. So that's the nice thing, and I think that's what the safety, the reason, or the fact that it's so clean, and the familiarity with English, I think makes it a pretty easy trip for tourists. Still, though, you see, I guess because of the stress of travel, you see tourists fighting, fighting in the streets shamelessly. I never see like Japanese couples or anybody like yelling at each other in the streets, but the tourists sure like to do that, just so everyone knows that they are having trouble. Yeah, I forgot about that. The amount of like public fights, like you'll be in a parking lot or something, and you'll just hear a couple yelling at each other. That doesn't happen. The only thing, I think I talked about this, the only thing that you get here are the tearful goodbyes at the Shinkansen station. So kind of like a long distance relationship, which is not really long distance. It's just like, LA to San Francisco. The tearful goodbyes. And so sometimes you'll see very quiet, like, somebody whispering in the other person's ear and the other person like quietly crying. That's it. That's as brutal as it gets. Okay, fine. Well, the seafood then will be a pass. So there's a lot of good steak here. Of course, Japan does good beef, and their fried chicken is pretty awesome too. But yeah, they sneak. Unfortunately, they sneak seafood into a lot of stuff, so you got to be careful. Like you order a salad, and it just says green salad on the menu, and then it comes and there's like little dried fishies on top. The jacko, I forget what they're called. The little sometimes they're you can't barely taste that they're fish because they're dried very much. They're like flavored and dried with like sesame oil, so they're good. But yeah, that can be hard. Yeah. Yeah, the Japanese fried chicken is amazing. There's a lot of different varieties of it. Like the standard one is okay. It's just like little tiny pieces, but there's so many different recipes, and there's a lot of variations. So some of the more popular chicken places here have really amazing fried chicken. But like the stuff you get at the grocery store is just okay. And usually you need it like, of course, because it's fried, you need it freshly cooked for it to be good. You can't have that soggy stuff sitting in those plastic clamshells from a grocery store. That's not gonna be good. And even pork too, if you like pork. The what they call the chashu, kind of the slow roasted pork, sliced pork that they put on top of ramen is amazing. I've had little slices of pork that have been like, tasted just like eating butter. They're so soft. They've been cooked for so long, and they just fall apart. I had ramen not too long ago that was a pork. It was a pork soup with big, thick chashu, the big, thick sliced pork, but their specialty was garlic, and so they had a big sign out front that said garlic, and so The waitress asked me, "Do you want garlic?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. How bad could it be?" And basically, their gimmick is just in a hot bowl of ramen, they just dump a ton of minced garlic. So maybe like a half an inch all the way around my bowl. They put it on top, but then of course, as you're eating, it kind of goes where it wants to go. But the just raw minced garlic, all over the top of the the ramen. So it was a tremendous amount of garlic. It tasted good, but I can't imagine what my breath was like. I punished everyone around me. But yeah, I thought it would be, if they were gonna have that as a feature, it would be like, grilled or something, some kind of preparation or something. But yeah, it was just raw minced garlic. So you rarely see that as a topping. So a little bit surprising. Uh, yeah, but it's a shame. Good ramen places come and go pretty fast around here. And that's sad. They're good shops, so it's not like the lack of quality. It's just it's hard to pay the rent in some busy areas. You really need that huge lunch rush every day during the week. But yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, so some really great places exist no more, and now they're like cell phone stores or hair salons or whatever. It's really depressing. All right. Thinking about a visual joke about, you know, maps or paper or something laying on stairs, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to work well or not. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is. So we have door hanger or something, an unfolded box. Oh, this is like drawn at the wrong, the perspective's a little wrong. Let's see if I can bring it back in. But what? No, mm. Oh wait, that shouldn't. Yeah, distort shouldn't do that. That's the wrong. Must have been perspective. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So hopefully this year get to spend some time with family. It's been way too long, and it's just been so kind of typical Japanese style. They've been so um, vague about what the rules are. So I haven't wanted to risk leaving the country and then not being able to get back in for a while. Like be caught up in that 2,000 entries a day kind of situation that they were doing. They did that for quite a while. And that would have really sucked to just have to sit in an airport or just be in limbo for 24 hours until they started counting entries again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the visual illusion is going to be very, very good. I don't know what these even are. Well, I'll move them over here and then think about something else. There we go. Yeah, and the funny thing is, compared to the U.S., like we're not having inflation here, like in the U.S., because I think I talked about before, you just can't. Like people haven't had pay raises in 20 years, so you can't jack the prices of stuff up because there's no way to people can afford anything then. So now I think a lot of things in Japan are cheaper than in the U.S., which is pretty hysterical. Especially compared to the big cities. So definitely it's cheaper to go out to dinner here. And movies are getting close to being cheaper. Yeah, it's really funny. Because the import shops, they haven't raised the prices because maybe their suppliers are still giving them decent prices, or they still have a lot of warehoused stuff. So the import shops sell stuff for about the same as retail price in the U.S. now. It's very, very bizarre. But wasn't that there was some story about that, about grocery store chains in the U.S., like anticipating inflation and purposely doing shortages of, like shorting some things on shelves just because they knew that they'd get a better price for it in just in a month, something like that. That was really depressing. But yeah, just an anticipation of what was going to happen. But yeah, we'll see. So what are we doing here? I guess I'll just try some other shapes or something. Yeah, so I was at the university today, and one of the professors retired, and so this is basically the summer vacation. Spring break is the summer vacation in Japan, so the school year changes over spring vacation. So he retired. They had his little retirement party, and now he's moving his office to his house, like the things that he wanted to take with him from his office. So these professors, they manage a laboratory and then have an office. And his office was just emptied out all over the floor of the building. Just all the furniture, all the books, and everything was being packed up. So everybody was inconvenienced by this one guy leaving, and it just reminded me of how small rooms are here, even in like university buildings. You can't empty the contents of a room out and not have it like fill 3 other rooms. It was really crazy. So I had to sit next to a huge stack of boxes all day, and all the table surfaces were covered. It was very funny. But then I think we'll be able to use that office then for meetings and stuff until his replacement is found. And that's kind of sad that his associate professors, the people working underneath him, they will they can be nominated for his position, but it doesn't sound like either of them are going to be given that position, so they're going to hire from outside. And that's really going to suck. Like you work 10, 20 years in a laboratory under somebody, and he leaves, and then just somebody else comes in, and if they suck, then your job suddenly becomes really bad. And if you're hoping for some kind of some tenure track or something, that's not going to happen. So a lot of the people I know, and maybe this is true in the U.S., I don't have much experience in the U.S., but a lot of the people here that I know they're not going to get professorships unless they go to a very inconvenient school. Just the timing has to work out really well, so you have to go somewhere where they actually have this situation where someone's leaving. But I can't believe that people working under him are kind of out of the race already. That really sucks. I would not. I don't. It seems to happen a lot in Japan. They're not very grateful about what they want. It seems like they would value loyalty, like the kind of pop culture impression of Japan. Seems like they would value loyalty a little bit more, but they really don't. And companies are not that loyal to their employees. I see a lot more of just, oh yeah, we don't need you anymore kind of stuff, which is more Korean style. They force retirement of people like in their 40s in Korea just because they love young, energetic workers so much. So yeah, Japan's getting a little bit of that going on. You don't have that lifetime employment the same way that you used to, which is a shame. I mean, I think that was a big reason that people had kids and felt some stability, and now people feel very insecure. And of course, that's why the birth rate is down, because nobody wants to have a baby in a 1-room apartment. All right. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with these pictures. Hey, Yum, how's it going? Good to see you. K5 and I are talking about him visiting his brother in Japan. That would be cool. But yeah, there's a ton of steak restaurants and stuff here, like good stuff. And there's even some that are affordable. Like they can really, you can get easily be paying $90 for a tiny piece of a fillet. Very quickly, a little piece of sirloin steak. So it's some places get a little crazy with their beef prices, but always the quality is really good. Unless you got to be careful though, because some of the Yoshinoya and some of the beef bowl places where they just put kind of sliced grilled beef on rice. A lot of that is Australian beef, so it's cheap, but it's not great. It's okay. Yeah, I think they made that transition. I don't think they switched back to American beef, but remember all the the mad cow stuff, and I think America's been hiding some of the trouble they've had in the beef industry, and so a couple of chain restaurants in Asia just said, yeah, no more American beef, so they switched full time or completely over to Australian, and I don't think they ever switched back. That would be a pretty big announcement. Come on. Nice. Oh, hey Tyler, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, if K5 comes out, oh, we'll definitely. We should meet up and do some live streaming. That would be so fun. It'd be surreal after all these years. No, it's not. That it's not like that, is it? It's I'm trying to think of like the little metal camping coffee pot. It's just a little flat lid. Yeah, with a little thing on it. Oh no, like this. There we go. I think like this. Something like that. Yeah, that would be crazy. Have to have a meetup this year in Japan. The Abusecartoons meetup. Yeah, I've still heard though that plane tickets are still pretty. The airlines are trying to make up for the big losses during. Of course, they all got government handouts, but they're still somehow mysteriously trying to make up for their financial losses during the pandemic. So that the tickets are really bad. Even in Japan, the ticket prices are pretty crazy. Oh, actually, that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just like that, right? And that looks better. Yeah, so people now, the conventions are back. Like international science conventions and stuff are back. So, yeah, they're all complaining about the cost. Even though they get reimbursed, they're complaining about the cost of plane tickets. But I'm surprised too. Some of the entry fees, like the fees to participate in certain conferences, if you're not an invited guest, sometimes it's like $1,500, $2,000 just to attend. And I guess the benefit to your career, like the networking opportunities and everything, are beneficial enough that that money is worth it, and you don't get reimbursed for that. Maybe you can, on your taxes or whatever, you can deduct it. But yeah, I was really surprised how much it cost to attend these like conventions with lousy dinners in touristy parts of countries. Yeah, a lot of times they hold them at the very all-inclusive type hotel resort places and stuff, if they have enough space for like convention rooms. All right, that's it. That handle doesn't work. But Yeah, it's crazy. Everything is trying to self-correct now and be totally normal. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Most of the tourists. Oh, this was a funny thing that I noticed. Um, so most Japanese are still wearing masks, and also because it's hay fever season. There's a practical reason. Like this is a very mask season, anyhow, in Japan, because some people have really bad pollen allergies, especially to the yellow cedar trees that are around here. But so who would take their masks off first? Is it people with like respiratory trouble, older people, little kids? I was trying to figure out who's going to be the people that immediately want their masks off. So as soon as it's acceptable, socially acceptable, they're going to do it. It's pretty girls in their 20s. I've noticed more unmasked girls, like their that free time between 20 and 30 in Japan, unmasked than anybody else. And I was trying to figure out like why that was the case, because with their masks on, they lose their power. Like you're getting something for free, or it's okay. The kind of special treatment that pretty girls get. You lose. If everyone's wearing a mask, then you're all equal. And I was trying to figure out who that would frustrate the most, and it's young women that get special treatment everywhere they go, or just attention. And so they are the first ones to take their masks off and then go back to the full makeup and everything. It's so funny. I never would have guessed that. That would have been my last guess, but that is the most common person you see not wearing a mask. And also too, I guess it's like there's no point in wearing makeup if you're gonna have to put a mask on, because you're gonna rub it off your face. So you either have to commit to yes or no. So it may not just be for the attention. I guess I'm just assuming the worst of people, but it may just be a practical that there's no reason if you do yourself up, you're not going to put a mask on over that. It's just a waste of cosmetics. But I suspect that it's also all of the free ice cream that they get. It's very funny. All right, coffee mug. Oh, are these on the same layer? Yes, they are. Yeah, so it's nice. At first, it was really happy to see like crowds of people and things again, starting to feel more normal. But then you remember, oh yeah, right, this is Asia, and normal is literally shoulder to shoulder on the train, and making big lines to take escalators and stuff. I forgot what the real. It's been so long. I forgot what the real crowds are like, because just a little bit crowded feels crazy here. So normal crowds again are. Oh no. Oh, those worked so well too. So what layer did I draw those on? This one. Yeah, very. The harsh reality of so many people in such a tiny place is back. Uh, right. Yeah, definitely a good excuse. Yeah, and they were saying too that there are some people that, and maybe I'm not sure where they're getting this, if they're talking to psychiatrists or whatever, to therapists, but there are some people that are very anxious about taking their masks off, because in certain situations like school or whatever, there've never been situations where they've had their masks off full time around like the group of people that they're with, so coworkers or classmates or whatever. So they're very anxious about getting rid of the masks, just because they're worried about people's opinions or whatever. I don't know, or just the the anxiety of now they can see me completely. Because one of my friends that's a school teacher, he said that he's since it's been going on for 3 years, junior high school and high school here are 3 years long. So he says he's literally had students for their full junior high school or high school career, and he's never seen their faces. So it's very strange. Like he wouldn't recognize them if they came up to him ever. But I guess the same is probably true with them. They actually have no idea what he would look like. So that's pretty funny. So wait, that cardboard roll is not. It's like halfway between toilet paper and paper towel. Maybe make it a little bit longer so it actually works as maybe paper towels. I think. Yeah, I don't think I want to make a toilet paper joke. Yeah, just make this longer. Maybe like that. Epic face reveal. Hey, K5 is back. Yeah, it's really funny. But, there's a lot. People are always, if you're built for anxiety, there's always something to be anxious about. But I thought that was interesting that people are actually very nervous about wearing no mask. But that was even a common thing, before any of this, because those allergy masks or, masks during flu season were so common. There would be girls that, so the expectation, you can't really go out in public too sloppy here. Like there are very few women that don't wear makeup in public. So, you being a little bit more, done up, I can't think of a better expression, is kind of required. Otherwise people worry, something's wrong with you. You have something's causing you to neglect your appearance. And so that's what girls would do, is they would do just their eye makeup and false lashes and do their hair, but then not have to do the rest of their makeup. So wear the masks just because they wanted to go to the convenience store or whatever. So that's very funny. Yeah, that was a funny thing. That was a bit of culture shock for my wife when we were in the US. It's like, oh, let's just run to the grocery store. She's like, no, I have to get ready. I'm like, well, no, it's no problem. Don't worry about it. She's like, no, I have to get ready. I don't leave the house. Yeah. So she never totally got into the, what is it? The she never went full casual in the US. Because it's just, different. And I guess the city thing, I'm sure countryside and stuff, it's not the same. But she grew up in the city, so there's some kind of weird expectations or weird kind of hang-ups. I don't know what this joke is, and I don't know if it's going to work visually. But we'll see. All right. Oh yeah, where was it? K5, let me, I'll check the distance. Yes, it's a 7-hour drive. Yeah, it's not totally on the opposite side of the island. Oh yeah. It's just south of Tokyo, so train-wise, yeah, about 3 hours on the Shinkansen. Yes, and that's an expensive ticket. Yeah, but if you're going to do it, K5, it would be, let me know, because it would be worth it for me to have a reason to visit. Because that's near Kanagawa. Yeah, it's just south of Tokyo, so it's an easy trip for me, but that would be really fun, just to hang out for an afternoon or evening. Yeah, about three hours. Yeah, so from Kyoto, it's the Tokaido line. Yep. Yeah, I can't believe there's people that are on the bullet train so much they have like a commuter pass. It's a very very funny thing. That'd be so cool. Well, K5 is the whole reason that anybody is even watching this live stream. Uh, if it wasn't for all of his good ideas about sending snacks and stuff to Hyphonics, yeah, I don't think any of this would have happened. Good stuff. And now K5 can buy his own Japanese snacks and see the actual convenience store. All right, yeah, I think I'll stick with both of these. Color-wise, I don't know. I'll just do a little variation on bluish, greenish pages. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. Can draw lines on the maps. Yeah, we'll see. No, I didn't get any contact from John. I checked my let me check. I checked my Instagram. That was the only way I'd messaged previously. But no, I didn't see any anything. I'll double check my spam folders and stuff. Yeah, nothing. Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Some update from my daughter. Too bad. Yeah, I didn't see anything. But I'll keep an eye out and pay attention to email and stuff. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Drawing some stuff. What's going on here? Somebody's needing a haircut for the spring. All right. There we go. Yeah, I gotta get back in the light here. I got this table and everything. Wheels is a bad idea for a work table because just I'm shifting it around all the time. So nothing is ever in this. I guess the camera is in the same place, but nothing else is ever in the same place. All right, let's try some lines that look like roads. Oh, I should stick to the... All right. And I think I'll have to make these a little darker. Yeah, a little more faint so they actually read. Oops. Read so that they're printed. That looks somewhat map-like, right? All right. And this red. You gotta be careful. For some reason, the pressure sensitivity is like super sensitive today. That's good because I can get nice line variations, but it's usually not this sensitive. An oversensitive computer. All right. And yeah, hopefully this. Yeah, I gotta be careful. I get too thick. Yeah, because it looks like it changes perspective. And then some blue. Oh yeah, because of the more shooting news in the U.S., I had the question today, does everybody in America have a gun? Yeah, the international image of the U.S. is a little crazy. All right, maybe a yellowish line. Maybe everyone should get a little bit so there's enough variety. These are the worst roads ever. And here. There we go. So let's pull these down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now they're printed. Oh, 3 a.m. Well, thanks, Tyler. Thanks for stopping by. Get some rest. Yeah, very cool. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, sorry, the stream starts a little bit later, so it's hard in the in North America. Oh wow, from Canada to LA, that's a drive. Yeah, draw some new emotes. That would be fun. All right. So I think the thing that's going to make this readable is if I can pull off the shadows. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, so something like that. Maybe I should extend. Extend it in some places. Whoops. You know, like here, like to kind of do this. Yeah, I think that'll help it read as it's, you know, sitting on stairs. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing very clever about this visual though. Very like thematic, so I'm not sure what not sure what the joke is, but a little bit more. All right. So it's just going to be maps on stairs. Should I do white borders? Maybe. I'll put them on a separate layer so I can turn them on and off. You know, some maps have that little bit of white all the way around. Oops, that's not white. Yeah, I'll do that. That might make it read as map a little bit more too. Oh, I saw some strange news that this doesn't really fall under the Upturned table stuff, but I saw the Disney absorbed. They owned it. They bought it for like $3 or $4 billion back in 2009. But Disney now absorbed Marvel Entertainment, and Marvel Entertainment is like who the publishing arm, so the comics and all the you know, just branded goods and stuff, probably toys and all the merchandising. So now that's all Disney. So they're probably not even gonna. I guess they'll still brand stuff Marvel, but they'll be Disney on everything. But I wonder what that means for the future of the comics. And that's the thing a lot of people are not particularly happy with, is that the movies are getting so much more priority over the actual comics that they're based on. So we'll see. Yeah, but if they've just been completely absorbed by Disney, who knows? Because Disney publishing is not great. They're very. So I did that. I worked for Disney Adventures for a few years, and the editors and everything were awesome, but I don't think the management was very good. And my editor actually left right after the magazine was killed because of the advertisement. So it had a Disney Adventures, and I think a Nickelodeon magazine like hung around. That was the only other magazine that had like original comics in it for kids. It hung around a little bit longer, but Disney relied really heavily, of course, on candy and breakfast cereal ads and stuff, and like I don't know, whatever, like Sunny D or whatever. I don't know, whatever the popular advertisement was all. So there were parents groups that were protesting fighting the obesity for kids thing. So they wanted Disney to remove all of the advertising for fattening, unhealthy snacks and drinks and stuff. And instead of doing that, Disney just said, "No, fine, we'll just kill the magazine. If we can't have this gravy train of advertisement, then we just won't even publish." So the parents, literally the parents group killed the magazine with the demands. But it's kind of like asking not to have, alcohol advertisements in, Playboy or whatever. It's like, okay, this is not a choice for active kids. Comic books are not the choice for the kids that are busy running around outside all the time. So it's not, not really going to have much of an effect. But any chance that certain groups have of swaying, getting their way, they're all happy about. All right, so where do the eyes? I guess I should have them all kind of in funny positions. But that was sad because that was a really good group, and I worked with there's some pretty famous people that did stuff for that magazine. I really wish it would have persisted. Maybe here, or it doesn't. It needs to be a more perspective, so maybe just here. All right. Maps discarded on stairs. Yeah, yum. Yeah, it's really, really depressing because Disney's management is terrible, and there's just a bunch of bullies in their management and stuff. So it's not good, and they're fake kind of pandering to LGBT and all of the different political groups. It's very half-assed. Like well, I guess like a lot of corporations, it's just lip service. They don't actually put money where their mouth is unless it's a tax-deductible donation. But you don't see any true support of employees, especially like with the Florida bill and stuff. You don't see actual support by Disney if it means threatening their bottom line. A little bit more desaturated. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if there will come a time where there'll be some deregulation, or was it? It's not called deregulation, is it? Maybe it is. But breaking up Disney, being like, okay, yeah, you can have all this stuff, but you have to be, Disney Pictures, Disney Animation, Disney, it has to be like separate public companies. You can't have everything. So what's a good color for this mug? It's gonna get cool. Something a little bright. Maybe just like a bright green. Some kind of weird minty green. Yeah, there we go. Looks a little different. Yeah, it's very very sad, and I think there's a lot of people, like I wouldn't want to be a visual effects person or anything now, because you're going to be working for Disney. They're the biggest customer of all of that now, between their streaming series and everything. So you're going to be working for Disney, whether you like it or not. And it seems like they're pretty abusive. There's plenty of reports of people saying that the way they schedule things and handle things is really poorly done. Like they'll have sequences that they ask to be animated, and then they'll send them changes, and they just have to completely reanimate entire sequences just because the scheduling and the rewrites and revisions and stuff were handled so poorly with the writers and the directors and everything. I just can't believe, like, we keep hearing Disney keeps like reshooting like 70%, 50% of a movie. Like, how could that ever be? What is it that you needed to change, and how could that ever be cost effective to reshoot so much of a movie? All right. Whoops. Yeah, it's very strange. But once the superhero thing dies, they'll just buy some other property. Like, they've killed Star Wars, basically. They'll just buy some other property that they think they can milk for a little while. I can't believe they didn't know how to make money from Star Wars. That's amazing. Or they were just so anxious to make their money back, or brand that property themselves, like put their own fingerprints all over it so quickly so that it wasn't, recognizable. That seems like the easiest thing in the world to do. And that was just the assumption. It's like, yeah, they're going to get so rich from making Star Wars something, but they couldn't figure out how to do it. But I think I talked about that before, though. I think they didn't realize the angry, stupid fans of Star Wars. It's a dumb franchise, and they needed to keep it dumb and keep it simple and keep it happy, and they couldn't do that. And partially because it was overcomplicated. The ideas were overcomplicated by the prequel trilogy. It doesn't have, that kind of range. And let me do one more. And so you just need to keep it stupid and simple. And that's not always going to be super popular, but that's what that franchise is. And the fact that they didn't figure that out is shocking. But I guess, Disney does see everything as a platform for some sort of or I guess no, the people they hire, the directors and writers, see it as platforms for their social messaging. All right. Oops. Oh yeah, they can both be worried about the lack of paper towels. Oh, maybe those lines should be... Let me try to color those a little bit. Oh, they're all connected, aren't they? Shoot. Okay, let's try this. Make it its own layer and fill this. Boom. No. What happened? Oh, it's still selected. So boom. And then carve the outline back out. Just so it stands out the same. Okay, see if eyes go better on top of that. Oops. Now what am I doing wrong? What's this? This is the eye layer, right? Okay. Wrong tool? Oh, I'm on some other tool. Some mystery tool. All right. So stupid little cardboard rule. Oh, K5, gotta go. Okay. Good night, K5. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see you. And I hope, yeah, hope you do make it to Japan. That would be excellent. All right. Have a good night's sleep. All right. So writing these is going to be tricky. No idea what I'm doing with either of these. They look like two totally different cartoonists too. All right, so let's switch over to the looking at some archive. All right. Oh wow. Oh yeah. People are making all kinds of comments about what they saw in the smoke on that frying pan. All right. Where's the? Oh, here. So 2009. I think we're December. So it's December, January, February. Let's see. Yes. Can I make this wider? How does that work? Oh, there we go. Okay. If it's narrow, then it goes to the bottom. All right. Let's try this. Nope. Wait. I can do this. I can do this. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, the ugly dentures cartoon. See, wondered why no one ever complimented her on her smile. Yeah, maybe because it was above her eyes. Oh my god. All right, December 3rd, 2009. Straw clogging chunks of frozen mango and brain freeze were all the smoothie had to offer. That's me and strawberry limeade. Nice. Plus a cracked rib from intense sucking. We continue to use the prepackaged method instead of switching to a spoon, and then we wonder why we missed it again. Interesting. All right. A chocolate cake cartoon, December 8th, 2009. He felt somewhat diminished by parenthood. Oh, so pieces of cake are actually children. Is that where cupcakes come from? Nice. Oh. Me too, me too. All right. 2009. Oh, we're getting Christmas. Yeah. 2009, some Christmas. So I guess I'm finally releasing them. Original cartoons are being released. So marshmallows weren't exactly the game changer he had hoped for. Marshmallows in hot chocolate. All right. Oh, yeah, we've already been here. Oh yeah, I think I did go through. Uh-oh, I see a Zippo. Oh no, I think this one's pretty bad. Her relationships only lasted only minutes, but were quite addictive. Smoking joke. Yeah, I like the smoke in her eyes. You can't even see the eyes. Look how tiny the eyes used to be. Because they were just the width. So depending on how worn down the felt tip was on my Sharpie. So these are still drawn with Sharpie because they have those tiny little eyes. But yeah, the eyes got a little more significant in the digital versions. So we need a Zippo rating on that one. Yeah, still more Christmas. December 17th. Holiday music piracy was a strange new level of humbug. Haha. December 22nd. Come on. No, try it again. There we go. They wished the story of how they met didn't include sock repair. So the darning socks with the spools of thread. Oh, 8 out of 10. Thank you, Yum. 8 out of 10 for that Zippo. Beautiful. All right. And Christmas Eve. This may have been the worst Secret Santa ever. Aw, Steve got a hot dog in a Ziploc bag. That sucks. Yeah, that doesn't look. I should have done one of those like Ziplocs that have the pre-printed holly borders or something. All right. Bad Secret Santa. December 29th. Even his doubt and uncertainty included free breadsticks. Look at that. Amazing pizza box drawing. Yeah, maybe I should have used instead. Well, I guess I was worried it would be unclear what it was supposed to be, but all those weird words they use for crazy bread or whatever. I forget, like Little Caesars or whatever in the U.S. always had some funny name for just the crust, the pizza dough, cooked in as all crust. December 31st. He doubted that his New Year's resolutions could change his current desktop settings. All right. At least the monitors have gotten smaller. January 5th. After years of staring at oncoming headlights, the highway reflector started getting a little weird. All right. Look at that. Who else has highway reflector? Look at that minimalist drawing there. Who else has highway reflector cartoons? The unsung heroes of our nighttime freeway safety. January 7th, 2010. That's right, we're in 2010. It matters what's on the inside unless it's garbage juice. I think I've had a couple of garbage juice. What's the matter? A couple of it all matter. It is all matter. Yeah, there's a couple of garbage juice jokes. January 12th, their discomfort together made instant rice into a rice eternity. Yeah, what's the minute rice? That's right. Yeah, this was supposed to be kind of like that minute rice looking box. I don't even know if they make that anymore, because I think minute rice is cooked rice that they dehydrate. So all you have to do is kind of like add some hot water back to it or steam it for a little while, and then the rice rehydrates. But it's very crumbly. It's very kind of weird, deep. No, you don't mean that. All right. He felt, oh, here we go, January 14th. He felt not so much, he felt not so much educational, but more like a failed insect hostage program. Not so much, yeah, there's a better, that's really clumsy. He felt not so, maybe not, I don't need the much, not as educational as like at chromosome said something funny. An insect laid 2 eggs in him. Oh, right, the eyes. Ha ha, there we go. Nice job. Oh, January 19th, 2010. The existence of healthcare the existence of a healthcare debate was deeply disturbing. Oh, yeah. The healthcare debate in the US, yeah. As if there is any debate. Yikes. January 21st, they ignored the impossibility of being frozen and cuisine. Yeah, what's the lean cuisine? What's the yeah? There's a couple of things that use cuisine. Hello, Pizza Hut. Maybe it's dog food. Must be the cuisine. Campbell's makes soup and puts it in cans. Kellogg's makes cereal and puts it in boxes. Coca-Cola makes several different carbonated beverages and puts them in aluminum cans, plastic bottles, and glass bottles. Coca-Cola always makes sports beverages and puts them in plastic bottles, as well as bottled water in plastic bottles and Minute Maid juice products in all sorts of containers, frozen, concentrated, and reconstituted cans or plastic bottles. Is this just like a chat AI writing that? I wonder. That's very funny. Maybe somebody messing around with a seems like a Wikipedia result. January 26th, he refused to be replaced by anything with the same weakness to water. Yeah, that was back in the day when cell phones and iPads and stuff were vulnerable to getting wet. Oh, this must have been very early, yeah, 2000, because this might have been actually 2009. But yeah, early iPad days. I still remember seeing someone, the very first iPad, and someone holding it and typing with their thumbs like this because they had no idea like how to use it. They were trying to use it as a like an iPhone. So it took a while for iPads to make any sense to people. I think it's before they had any sort of handwriting recognition software. So there was no other input except that wacky keyboard. January 28th, he contained a pair of incredibly ugly but reasonably priced shoes. Love the multiple price. Oh yeah, I've already read that one in the randoms. February 2nd, so we'll do, what is it, December? Yeah, so this will do February. His single-mindedness often put him in these kinds of situations. He must have a tomato. It's all about him. All right. Focus on a single tomato. February 4th. The upgrade of the morning coffee marked yet another victory for empty calories. Must be some point at which it's no longer called coffee. Bum bum. Hey, the fruit is healthy. Coffee and ice cream are served in finer restaurants. It just goes downhill from there. Drool. What? Oh, the ice cream and it looks like the sheepdog from the Warner Brothers cartoons. Haha. Nice. Okay, so I'm not a great whipped cream artist. Oh, here we go. February 9th. There were times when he questioned his effect on sandwiches. Yellow mustard. This must be funny, eh? At least it's still in the jar. Easy to remove. Don't like plastic in my sandwiches. Reminds me of eggshells in my eggs. All right. Oh, here we go. They began to wonder if they were still even on the same menu. It's supposed to be cheesecake. Yeah, cheesecake and cherry pie. Okay. That's a great response. A really long okay. We'll throw that in the collected reactions. Yeah, I think that was just a comment on the upscale version of cheese. Cheese you need to hang around with apple pie instead. Unless this is cheesecake, then become as one. Cherry cheesecake. Oh, yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, there's supposed to be cheesecake. I should have... it does look like a wedge of cheese. February 16th. Their unidentified but possibly important purpose created a weird little social group. All right. It's always nice to belong, even if you don't know why. Welcome to the island of misfit toy parts. The beginning of hoarding. They might be good for something someday. It turns out the inevitable bucket crap almost everyone has. Looks like some of my stuff from art, like chalk pastels. Part of a paint box. Oh yeah, I forget. I think it's just little plastic bits from like furniture you have to assemble yourself was the inspiration. Those leftover IKEA bits. Junk drawer. The junk drawer gang, exactly. Seeing an actual potato was harder than he thought it would be. An actual potato for fast food french fries. February 23rd. He knew the correct time, but preferred a more urgent message. Help. Oh, and even the AM PM is a me. Help me. What a brilliant LCD joke. All right. Okay, February 25th. Oh, we're going to get another broken image. Let's try that again. There we go. Without a fish, all they had left was really nasty water. Yeah, I think we went through these guys as well. It's funny how many of these randoms have come up. Oh, okay. Now we're March, so I'll just do the first one. March 2nd, business was so bad for so long that they started feeling not just empty, but ridiculous. So the in box, out box? What is it? Yeah, what was that even called? He's ingoing and outgoing, that's right. Yeah, that's the historical joke, and such a weak drawing. I guess the coloring saves it a little bit, but it's not even like the width of a letter-sized piece of paper. All right, back at it. Oh no, that's right. The writing part. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, eclipse. Camera eclipse. There we go. All right. So we'll write a couple of these, and then we'll eat a bunch of Indian curry snacks. That was the I don't know what it is, but multiple. I don't know if there's some significance to it, but multiple convenience stores are going all in on this Indian curry, like flavored stuff, and like curry. What do they call it? Like curry festival or whatever. So a lot of convenience stores are doing different kinds of different flavors and things of like pre-made curry or stuff that you can heat up at home, or snacks that have curry flavoring. So I got a bunch of snacks with Indian curry flavoring. Some of the packaging is pretty cool, but I don't understand. I don't understand what the trend is, and I guess one shop gets an idea, or one chain gets the idea. The other ones imitate it. I don't know why. I guess they all have curry flavored something. Okay, so just the forgetting to pack any sort of paper towels. Yeah, I don't know if is it a camping joke? I kind of drew a I mean, you can still have that percolator, that stovetop pot will still work as a coffee pot on a stove, as well as a camping situation. So, do we want to make a camping joke? So what was packed was an absence. How do you spell absence? Absence of paper towels. A negative for the trip. IP and a vowel would be nice. What was packed for the trip was an absence of paper towels. Yeah. Not that I don't often say things in confusing ways. Or what they... No, I don't want to imply that they packed paper towels. So what was packed for the trip was an absence of paper towels. So I guess there's no paper towels. Oh, this one. Yeah, I don't even know where this is going. Oh, yeah, just don't spill. That's a good idea. Yes, a universal alignment of curry flavor. Everybody is thinking Indian curry. Yeah, don't spill. That's, yeah. Yeah, a lack of spilling. I like the existential, like, or the, what would that be? Like, yeah, something is nothing. Or nothing is something kind of idea of, yeah, they packed nothing. I don't know. Maps on stairs. So something about like their to be did their inability to be refolded made them excellent on stairs. I don't know. Excellent. What are we doing? Stair sitters made them very comfortable on stairs. Well adapted. I don't know. It just fits, doesn't it? Their inability to be refolded, their unrefolded, yeah, to be refolded, made them well adapted for stairs. That's not even a joke. What is that? Hey, DJ Squashy, how's it going? Good to see you. What are we doing here? Oh, there we go. All right. Their inability to be refolded made them well adapted for. Well adapted, is that? And should it? No, maybe I want hyphenate it because it's not really a. Not really an adjective. Is there a better way? Yeah, just the because there's not a really good context. There's nothing that links like being frustrated with maps to being near stairs, so there's no reason to make that kind of connection. Yeah, I guess that. So being bad at one thing means you could be good for something completely unrelated. Ugh. Or just made them. Oh, maybe not for. Maybe on stairs. Excellent on stairs. Yeah. No, well adapted. Oh, yeah, well adapted for. Yeah, adapted for something. How about excellent? Made them excellent on stairs. So exaggerated even a little bit more. Their inability to be refolded made them excellent on stairs. Because they can just lay over. And I guess I'm not getting across they're only like accordion folded. There should be creases running the other ways. Oh, I can do that with, I can suggest that with the shadow. Here, let me just kind of do this. So it looks like they can be folded in many places. Now it's just getting confusing. Oh. Well, at least it's a more complicated image. I don't know if that quite reads as folds, but something like that. So their inability to be refolded made them excellent on stairs. Yeah, excellent is a more extreme funnier thing for that to be. All right. And what was packed for the trip was an absence of paper towels. Or a reminder to buy more paper towels. Okay, yeah, I think we'll go with those. Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I guess I've learned to lower my expectations, and then it's much easier to write this cartoon. Oh, I should just make sure I spell check both. I think I did both, yeah. Yep. Very easy. All right, let me make some JPEGs here. And we'll be all set. And then on to the curry. Hmm. Okay. Okay, there we go. Nope. And this one. All right, and we'll just revert this. Boom. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing. I've got the Cintiq, a really, really old Cintiq tablet. So it's a monitor and a tablet at the same time, so you can see where your marks are going. So for the longest time, probably the first like 10 years of trying to do digital art, I had the separate tablet that sits on the desktop. So you look up at the monitor and you draw on the tablet. So you're not looking at where you're drawing, you're just looking at the results. And it works okay, but you get a much better, and I think especially for digital painting, you get a much better result when you're like looking at exactly what you're blending. There's not a disconnection, and especially line thickness and quality too. So yeah, these they've become much more reasonable. I think for like $100 or $200, you can get a tiny, like an 8-inch tablet that actually has the image of what you're drawing. So it's good for sketching and things. But everyone now, I think Cintiqs are not so popular anymore because everyone is drawing on iPad Pros. I don't know anybody that's doing illustration that's not drawing straight into an iPad. I guess that pencil is really good. I played around with it a little bit. My daughter has a decent iPad, but it would take some work for me to kind of transition my style to that. And also, I don't know how it would stream. I'm sure there's a way you can get the output of an iPad, into a PC, but I would probably just photograph it over my shoulder like I did for the first pandemic stream. That was genius. All right. But yeah, those are pretty good. The monitors, you can see what you're drawing, and the Wacom makes the nicest ones, but there's a lot of other like Asian brands and stuff that kind of imitate the same thing. They're not quite as sensitive, but they're much more affordable. Wacom is kind of like the industry standard for previs and digital painting and stuff, but that comes with a pretty hefty price tag. All right, let's switch over to the convenience store. I guess it's still spring, so we'll leave the spring background. All right. That was the greeting from Family Mart. Oh, that's right. I didn't double check some of this Japanese. So there'll be some things that I have not. Yeah. So yellow. Oh no. Oh yeah. Not so clever. Let's see. Let's see how close this yellow is to the key color of my. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. So the curry yellow maybe isn't too bad. Nice. So what is that? Nairu Noru curry. Yeah, so this is a lot of Indian. Oh no, the restaurant. Ah, okay. Yeah, so that's the name of the restaurant. So some of these are actually sponsored, by a curry restaurant or a chain. Maybe they make some pre-made curry. So that's why it's hard to say because it's Nayers, maybe Nayers in English, or closer to the Indian, whatever the Hindi is. But yeah, so Nairu curry, and I like the design was pretty awesome on this one. A lot of the packages weren't very clear, and then here's just curry. Oh, sorry, curry osembe, and this looks like a restaurant chain as well. Oh yeah. Here's the picture of the restaurant on the back. Look at that, would you? Wow. Yeah. So these are all. So that might be it. It's a promotion. Like they probably got together and made some deals with some restaurants to pay for some branding of snacks. Yes. So they don't put the date on like how long the restaurant's been around, but it looks pretty old. It's a very traditional looking. So maybe one of the earlier ones, and this looks like it has oyster sauce. Yeah, they're talking about, so it's curry with some what they call oyster sauce here. I don't know if that's, yeah, but that's a very common, very common flavoring here for some reason. And I love the crazy packaging on here. I love the fried onions and fried egg and stuff on top of curry, like really ridiculous flavors. Yeah, so this is Nomimono branded snack. So this isn't, yeah, not related to a restaurant, but there is a QR code. Oh no, so maybe, yeah, maybe the company's homepage. So where should we start? Well, let's just start in the order that I was showing them. So the Nair Curry restaurants. Oh yeah, so they are from 1949. Yeah, it was one. You should put like that. Yeah, the little bit of biographical information. So yeah, they've been in Japan since 1949. Yes, the guy. Yeah, and the guy. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, this is gonna be a real. I wish you could smell exactly what I'm getting hit with here. Yeah, it looks like Shiva is on the front. The many-armed goddess. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, pretty bright color, too. Oh, geez, I'm huge. Yeah, on the screen. Yeah, I don't know if I should... Maybe I should make my image smaller when I'm eating. I don't think this is a good idea. But, yeah, so in Indian curry, they call Indo curry here. Wow. Yeah, really, really strong. Like just opening the bag, it hits you really hard. So you can see this is that same kind of rice crisp that the butter corn snack was. So I don't know. This is a really common kind of puffed rice snack here, kind of like a rice version of a Cheeto, like a crunchy Cheeto. But wow, the curry smell is really overwhelming. Oh, really good. Yeah, like a beef curry flavor. Yeah, wow. Really good. I have to find this restaurant. Very nice. So Nair's. I wonder, I don't recognize, I like the packaging. I didn't recognize the name, but I wonder if it's around, if it's a chain that's around. Oh man, did I just put something up my nose? Wow. These are really good. So it's that same standard crispy rice cracker thing, but the curry flavor is really nice. Yeah, I don't know what this snack, maybe there is a name for this kind of snack, because this is very common for different flavored stuff. Oh, and it's getting spicy too, so I better be, I won't go too crazy with each one so I can taste it, because by the end my tongue's going to be totally numb. But yeah, this gets pretty spicy. So the Japanese home style curry is more like British curry. So I think that it was imported from Britain. When it's Indo curry, it's a lot spicier, and when it's just curry, sometimes it's more a home style curry, so a sweeter, more mild curry. Let's try these guys, the little osembe. So this is basically a snack. Another rice snack that's going to be flavored curry. Oh yeah, the oyster sauce is kind of like like a vinegary kind of. Yeah, it's really strong though. You almost can't smell the curry compared to the sauce itself. So it's an oyster sauce curry, so more of a, yeah, like a more sour vinegary kind of smell or a taste. Hopefully taste as well. Oh, these are kind of soaked. Oh. Are they supposed to be this wet? Oh, that's strange. So osembe is usually pretty flat, but these are... So maybe these really aren't osembe. Yeah, they're really wet. Oh, that's surprising. Yeah, so they're not very crispy. You know, like the other ones are just real puff crispy rice. These are kind of... Yeah. Are they supposed to be this flat? Ugh. Well... The curry is almost completely lost. It's mostly the oyster sauce. But the non-crunchiness of these, it's okay, but the non-crunchiness of it is very disturbing. It's like an osembe if it was like in your pocket after a hike. I thought for sure this was going to be a the crispy, cracker that like crunches into a bunch of pieces, but it's like they soaked it in something or didn't like, toast it all the way. Yeah, not spicy at all. Barely curry flavor. So this oyster sauce, they also use in a lot of dishes, but very specifically for things that are grilled on a stick. So what they call kushikatsu here, which can be any kind of thing, vegetables or fish or meat on a stick. And that is the sauce you kind of dip things in if they're kind of savory things. But this is very surprising. Did I miss a warning that these are very squishy? I guess it might get the flavor across better, but not a very pleasant. Yeah, they just smell like oyster sauce. Almost no curry in those guys. All right, and our last one, our Nomimono brand. This actually had the simplest but most delicious looking package. Look at this. None of these yellows key out. Wow. I usually, when I have something yellow, it keys out on me. So lucky today. Oh no, it's the same deal. It's osembe, but these look a little crispier though. So this is what I was expecting maybe. Let's see. You can hear, maybe. They're a little crunchier, but they're still really wet. That's strange. I've never had the... Maybe that is a style. But I haven't had the... Unless they're stale, I've never had a soggy rice cracker. But maybe that's a better... Oh, these aren't very spicy. It's actually pretty savory. Like pretty sweet and savory. That kind of nice combination for curry. This is more like home style curry. Interesting. Yeah, maybe they thought these soft osembe are a better way to do the curry flavoring. They're a little disturbing. So they don't call these crackers what they are. Yeah, I'll have to ask if that is like a style. But you can see they are kind of some kind of fried rice cracker. You can see all the little bubbles and stuff on them. So these are better. These were shocking in their wetness. That was very disturbing. And maybe it is just because they douse them in the oyster sauce and it's That's the quote from this week. Why are they so wet? Hey, unknown girl, how's it going? Yeah, really. It's terrible, but I keep... And one more. Yeah, sometimes my first impression, though, is unfair, so I just want to make sure. Or you get like especially in a bag of snacks, sometimes you get one that doesn't have enough flavor or not, or is too much or something. Well, this flavor is really good. This is more like a Japanese home curry. Yeah, they don't because you don't see that they're marketing it anywhere as Indian curry. There's no like Indo on here. This is more like home curry. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, I'll have to see if that website is for a restaurant or it's for a because this is a nice sauce. But very strange. Yeah, I don't know what these so maybe these are kind of a dipped rice cracker. It seems like though the shelf life of these would not be very long because they would get a little funky. So probably these guys are the best. This one is the best flavor, the Nair curry. Yeah, I really want to find this chain restaurant. It's a really nice spiciness. But that last one is pretty good too as far as like a home style curry. Yeah. But as far as Indian style. Yeah, so literally there were dozens of these. So I just kind of picked based on the visually more interesting versions and a little bit of a variety. But there were dozens of these curry flavored snacks. And so maybe some of them are based on chain restaurants and are kind of like, because we've seen that before with like yakiniku restaurants or some kind of places that have their own sauce or whatever, they'll have a branded snack, probably as a promotion. So at least to get the logo and the name in your head, you tried the snack, and then if you see the actual restaurant, maybe you'll be more likely to try it because it'll be familiar. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite. This type of snack isn't my favorite, this weird Cheeto snack. But the flavor is really good. It's nice and spicy, and yeah, nice Indian spice to it. But you can ask for like full. Sometimes they ask you for what level you want the food, so you can get like actual Indian levels of curry spice in Japan. But the standard that they serve, kind of the default, is pretty mild. Because I think overall, Japanese people aren't obsessed with spicy, very spicy food. That's more Southeast Asia. Maybe Korea, too. I think they like spiciness better. Mm. Interesting. Oh, that's right. You guys all survived the 7 days. That's right. I didn't see any of you guys with the, blurry faces on your profile photos or anything. Yeah, that's the effect that they used in the Ring for when they find the bodies, and they did that really well because it was just a flash, like the two girls at the beginning of the American Ring, and then when they show the one girl like in the closet or whatever, what happens to her face. That's very disturbing. That's right. I was going to look up to see if somebody had uploaded like a GIF of or just an animation of the Ring video. But that's right. You guys all survived, and I survived these 3 curry snacks. So yeah, interesting. I'm wondering how much success they're having, and maybe because this is kind of a right before the cherry blossom season and before the real summer kicks in. Maybe they just decided to do curry promotion. So all the shops are promoting curry stuff really heavily. And branded snacks, I guess, are a thing. Although this wet rice cracker is really strange. I don't know what. Maybe that's a preferred style for somebody, but ugh, it's very very disturbing because I guess my expectations are totally different. And the way that they depicted them on the package, it looks like a standard rice cracker. But warning, could be soggy. All right, so that'll probably be the end of the. The end of the both the cherry blossom background and oh yeah, DJ, yeah, I'm in Japan. That's the gimmick for my live stream, as I draw a cartoon in English for an American market, and then go to the convenience store and buy a bunch of Japanese snacks and drink Japanese tea. This is really interesting. 7-Eleven has a store brand tea, so that it's like 90 cents or something. It's a very cheap, like 500 milliliter bottle of tea, super cheap, maybe about half price or 50% less than the regular tea. But it's produced by this is produced by Coca-Cola. So this is just a hojicha that is made by the Coca-Cola company. You can see, like on the cap. Oh, can you see? On the cap is the Coca-Cola logo. So Coke does really amazing Japanese tea, and actually it's so popular that a lot of the Chinese tourists want to bring the oolong that Coca-Cola makes back with them, because they don't distribute in China because it's so good. So why doesn't Coca-Cola, because this is like, it's tea, so it's a 0-calorie, no sugar drink. Why doesn't Coca-Cola sell healthy drinks in America? Like all of their branded drinks are terrible. I mean, except for the water, but I think that it has like salt in it. So it's really strange. So in Japan, Coca-Cola makes some of the best teas and some of the healthiest drinks that you can get. And they did this weird collaboration so that you can get a very cheap version of the tea. So this is like a store brand version because there's the 7-Eleven logo, but it's made in collaboration. So maybe, a little bit lesser quality, but it's not noticeable in the taste. But it definitely is noticed in the price. Yeah, so it's very funny that they got. I think what the management company of 7-Eleven in Japan is Seven, Seven and I, the letter I Holdings, and they manage a bunch of different brands, but the convenience stores are the biggest ones, so they do a lot of collaborations. Mm, mm, mm. Yes, I do it all for you. I suffer, I suffer through soggy curry snacks for the chat. Mm. Yeah, so the popular drinks, so a lot of blended teas. So there's basically only three or four styles of tea in the convenience stores that people drink. The hojicha, which is the brown tea, so it's roasted green tea, is hojicha. Then just the sencha or green tea, which is not quite like the super bitter ceremonial green tea. It's a little bit sweeter. So there's green tea, then oolong tea, which is a black tea Chinese style, and then what they call what do they call it? They call it kocha, or just European tea. Yeah, I don't know. They'll just call it, what do they call in English? What do they call it? But just a Western style of tea, more British style of tea. So that's pretty much it. There's not a big. Oh, and mugi cha is the barley tea. So that's a very popular summer style of tea. But yeah, there's very few types of tea, but then there's a lot of blended, so teas that are combinations of different. And I think jasmine tea has started to become more popular as like this kind of buy out of the machine type of tea. But that's basically about it. And so the companies do different variations of blended stuff. So it's pretty easy. Mm. Yeah, right. We need them to have, yeah, right. The insurance and pharmaceutical industry, they need to sell. Didn't that come up? I thought insulin came up when they were being critical of pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, like the price controls on insulin. That's so depressing. Because it's like, insulin or die, basically, if your diabetes is severe enough. So then how can that not be something that, if you qualify for Medicare or whatever, that it's just totally paid for? Life, um what is it, life giving life giving drugs, life sustaining drugs should be completely covered by any sort of sane government. Mm. Yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, it's strange to see the Coca-Cola branding on, like, not sweet drinks. Although, yeah, Coke, there are very few price increases here, but Coca-Cola just jumped up almost 20% in price in Japan. So I'm not sure if that's reflecting some sort of American expense or whatever. But yeah, so now tea is there's no excuse to drink Coke instead of tea, because tea is now cheaper than Coca-Cola. So I don't know what happened, but Coke and Coke Zero and Diet Coke here just jumped in price. So it's the most expensive drink in the convenience store, in the vending machines. Sorry, most expensive drink in the vending machines, aside from like a Red Bull or the energy drinks, which are always crazy expensive. Ah, so good stuff. Yeah, I should do that sometime. Do a like a range of the store brand teas. I guess that's not very. It's just me drinking, but just to show you guys the different brands. Um, yeah, but any vending machine can show you that as well. Mm. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, it's good that they have that option as well. That they've started to do higher quality store brand teas in a lot of the convenience stores, because yeah, the prices are always a little, yeah, almost the price of a vending machine. So the convenience store and the vending machine are almost the same price. So there's no reason not to go. And sometimes the convenience stores, to save money, they turn their refrigeration up. They keep it a little bit higher, the temperature, so that the tea isn't even very cold. So the vending machine is actually, if it's the same price, then vending machine is usually much colder if it's like a hot summer day. So there's a travel tip for you. If you're ever in Japan in summer, sometimes you're not going to get really cold drinks out of vending machines, especially if they're the open kind, not the ones with the doors, but the ones that are just open, maybe with the plastic sheet or whatever. They don't keep them very cold, maybe to save on energy bills. So you get some very very room temperature tea for a big price. Nice. Yeah, yeah. There's a ton of vending machines, and it's really funny. Recently, weird not weird as in perverted, but weird vending machines as far as like unique things are starting to pop up a little bit more. There's French fry vending machines now, and they're not cooked. The French fries are cooked, but there's gyoza vending machines that will give you the packages of gyoza to take home and steam, and then yakiniku, like beef, like sliced beef. I've seen vending machines that give you boxes of frozen sliced beef that you can take home and grill. So they're trying to maybe experiment with higher priced items. So of course the beef in a vending machine is going to be $20 or $30 for a pack of sliced beef, but and the gyoza are maybe like $10 $15. So they're experimenting with higher level vending machine goods, because some of the specialty stores, there's a cake shop that makes cake in a can. So it's literally an aluminum can with like a shortcake or some sort of chiffon cake or like sponge cake inside, and then the little like topping like fruit or cream on top, but it's sealed in a aluminum can. And so the shop is where they make these is right behind the vending machine. So you can't go actually into the shop. It's just a store that has vending machines in the front, and they're making the replacement, they're making the cans in the front. But each one is like $10, I think. Like each can with a cake in it is like $10. So they're experimenting with a high-end vending machine kind of items. So those sorts of things have been coming up more recently. And the French fry machines are pretty amazing because they cook the French fries in like 30-45 seconds. So you have a really quick, hot like cup of French fries, which is pretty strange. So I wonder how that works with the oil, or maybe they're like hot air fried or something. Maybe they don't deal with like actually boiling oil inside the vending machines. But yeah, there's a lot of recently experimentation with more expensive stuff, because I think they're trying to figure out how to make them more profitable, because the vending machines, especially the gacha gacha or the gachapon, the capsule, that's right, capsule toy machines and stuff, the profits on those is so slim that I don't think those are worth all the space that they take up. So they're experimenting more with things other than drinks. So drink vending machines are everywhere, and they're common, and they're very there's a big variety. They even put like hot soups and hot coffee in vending machines too. But I think they're playing around with that idea. So I've seen some really weird vending machines lately. Yeah, beef and gyoza. It's really funny. Warm tea and sake rice chips. Yes, I'm giving you the dark side of Japan. Unrefrigerated tea in a refrigerator and soggy rice chips. But I don't know what's causing that. Maybe just the make machines more that are more profitable for vending. Some rural areas, I think I talked about this, the most shocking thing I've ever seen in Japan that talks about how there's a lack of juvenile delinquents here, especially in the countryside, is I saw an egg vending machine. So a farmer had set up, it was kind of like a, what are those called? What are those called? The restaurants where everything's a vending and you open the little door and you take out the plate. Automat. So sort of like an automat. It was a vending, sorry. It was a vending machine with a bunch of little doors, and you put your money in, and inside each one of the little doors is a basket of eggs. So it was a chicken farmer selling baskets of eggs from a vending machine. And I can't imagine, if I was a kid, if I was like, a teenage kid that found an egg vending machine, there would not be a car nearby that wasn't going to be pelted with eggs. I mean, it's like insanely tempting for a kid to cause trouble with a an egg vending machine. But they have, yeah, they sometimes like the local, whatever the local popular goods are, they'll try to sell those as easily as possible. So roadside stands are common, but they'll also do yeah, vending machines. But it's funny too. I don't know why the eggs weren't in cartons. They were literally just a basket, like a little maybe plastic or a very cheap material cardboard, basket just full of eggs. So this is a basket of eggs in a vending machine. Yeah, yeah, very funny. So yeah, that speaks a lot to the uncorrupted Japanese youth. Oh no. Yes, a troubled youth. Yeah, right. A toilet paper, a toilet paper vending machine close to a house, especially on Halloween, would be it would be irresistible. Yeah, that's too funny. But yeah, I grew up a troubled youth, obviously. Just bored anywhere. Growing up in the Midwest is a level of boredom that I don't think other parts of the country can understand. Like there's nothing, there's no scenery, there's nothing to do. Everything is, yeah, very flat, and everyone is unemployed. Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, so I think that'll do that. Oh yeah, while I have you here, let me do the FTP. I know this is everyone's favorite. Watching me click on an FTP client off screen is everyone's favorite part of the live stream. But yeah, let me upload these because I finish these cartoons and then I forget to upload them because once I'm done drawing them, I feel like they're done. But if they're not on the server for Go Comics, then it's like they don't exist. But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully there'll be some fun trends this summer because things are starting to get back to normal. So hopefully there'll be Kamen Rider. They're doing a new, like they did Shin Godzilla and then they did Shin Ultraman and now there's a Shin Kamen Rider movie. So the big kind of the big three boys characters, like boys movie characters, are getting a remake, and it's by the writer of Evangelion. So it's kind of an updated, like a new take on that those characters, and the Kamen Rider one is coming out now. So there'll be a little bit of like maybe promotion of that. So maybe there'll be some Kamen Rider goods or something we can enjoy. All right, so let me see if I can actually do this. My God. There we go. I forgot. I don't have to upload them to the website anymore because that script is broken. All right, so today and tomorrow, or today and next Tuesday. Nice. Oh, wow. Okay, so, yep, everything is up. And no more bad files. That's great. Yeah, for a while I was having, I think it was mostly when I was in the US, my internet was more unreliable. I get broken files. I would upload them, and there'd be some sort of disruption to the transfer, so the file would be corrupted. There's a script that automatically, posts it from the server, and it wasn't working because the corrupted files would just be broken. So you get these like weird half cartoons and stuff. So they made a script that checks the file, maybe checks the hash on the file or something to make sure it's complete. And so I was sending them bad files for a while. That's fun. Nice. Yeah, if you don't know those movies, they're interesting, like kind of reimaginings of those characters. So Godzilla, instead of being a dinosaur, like a radioactive dinosaur, it evolved from a fish, but Godzilla evolved from this like kind of weird fish creature, and it has a really kind of disgusting series of stages. And the writer was going to make it this like weird cosmic story where instead of like Godzilla representing kind of the being kind of anti-war and anti-nuclear power and things, it was becoming more of a is the sin of man kind of thing, because there was some weird imagery, like his tail was almost had some sort of like smaller, like there's like these skeletal forms in the tail for the design, so you couldn't tell if they were like humans or if it was some sort of like other sea animals or something that were just being absorbed by this horrible radioactive thing. But the look of it and the evolution of it is very interesting. And I was hoping it was going to be a more, you can't really do this in Japan, so I understand why they didn't do it, but I thought it would be a more direct criticism of kind of Japan's mishandling of the Fukushima disaster, and because it involved nuclear power. So I thought it would be a critique of Japanese government, but it just ended up being very light, very light kind of parody of the inability of governmental systems and things to handle these like big tragedies or big disasters. But yeah. So oh yeah, so so it's Shin. So the first one, I think these are all, they all, maybe if they don't have dubs, they have a subtitled version. So they did Shin Godzilla and then Shin Ultraman. Sorry, I'm saying it like half English, half Japanese. And then the new one is Shin Kamen Rider. So those characters, Godzilla, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider, are kind of classic, starting around the 60s. I guess Godzilla started in the 50s, but 60s TV characters. And these are kind of rewriting, the writer of Evangelion imagined these very classic characters. And Shin just means new. So Shin, if anything has Shin before it, like Shin Ichikawa or whatever, like if you see a place name that's Shin, it just means like New York or New Hampshire or whatever. It just means new. So this is the new version of these like very traditional characters. So yeah, I think the first two are probably have English versions. I don't think they got theatrical releases, but they probably have DVD, or they're definitely on streaming. But yeah, if you like his writing, it's very much his style. I'm totally blanking on the writer's name, but it's the same guy that made Evangelion. Yeah, so it's funny that they're trying to, I think, revitalize some of these older brands. And of course, just like with Hollywood, they're trying to get the nostalgia thing, built in, because everybody, that watched TV from the 60s until now, like in Japan, knows these characters. They're very like standard hero characters or monsters. And so they wanted to not only have nostalgia, but also kind of a new take. Although I'm not sure, there were supposed to be 3 new Godzilla movies. The Shin Godzilla was supposed to have 3 movies, but they just limited it to 1 and then just switched the property. But his ideas for what the trilogy was going to be sounded crazy, because by the end, Godzilla was like full of planets. There was like this cosmic Godzilla. Yeah, so it got very crazy, very huge in scale and scope. But yeah, nice. Oh yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, you might really like these takes, because they're not so, they're more adult versions. They're not kiddie fare, so they're more philosophical and have interesting symbolism and stuff. So it's more enjoyable as an older viewer. It's not just made for kids. And in fact, I wonder if some parents have taken kids to kind of share this love of whatever these characters are that they like, and the kids have been disappointed because they're pretty dry as far as but they do the effects and everything. They're digital. It's not like men in rubber suits, so they're all done digitally, but it's motion capture digital, so it moves like a real person. But especially in the Godzilla movies, Shin Godzilla, like just the middle segment when he just kind of unleashes on the city is 100 times better than anything that America was able to do in any of those 3 Godzilla movies that they made. Like, of course, Japan really understands like what that character is and what it's supposed to do, and it's supposed to unleash like a force of nature, and that's what happens in this movie. And so when you compare that to what Hollywood did with those other Godzilla movies, it's like there's not even there's no comparison. It's really really done well. But yeah, but I was surprised it's all digital now. They gave up the rubber suits but they did make for Shin Godzilla. They made a rubber suit, but they ended up not going with it because I don't know, maybe the screen tests or whatever, they didn't get the results that they wanted. But yeah, nice. Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, they know how to make hero and monster movies. Yeah, in Japan. Definitely, they still can do it. It's just a shame that it's not, they don't see it as profitable enough or whatever. So they're few and far between. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it. I think I'm needed for for driving soon. But thank you so much for everybody hanging out. It was good to see everyone, and even everyone that went to bed as well. Thanks everyone for stopping by. And DJ Squashy, good to see you. Oh, there you go. So DJ can feel my pain from growing up in the Midwest. Yeah, Kansas and Ohio. But Kansas is more heartland. Ohio is more Rust Belt nightmare. But yeah, nice. That bored youth. I'm sure DJ can empathize. All right. Yeah, so let's do this again next week and see what other trends show up at the convenience stores. But yeah, take care, everybody, and we'll do this again soon. So abusecartoons.com is the website. Gocomics.com /domestic abuse is the archive of all the previous cartoons. So we're kind of going through them 3 months at a time. But if you go to that address, you'll get the recent cartoons, and then you can go back. Just go back chronologically or just jump around. There's a random button as well. And if you really want to support what's going on, patreon.com /abusecartoons. And thank you so much, John and Unknown Girl, for your support. I appreciate that so much to keep the stream alive. And yeah, let's do this again next week. 2 more cartoons and who knows how many snacks. So see you next time, and prepare for some static. I hope this. I think Yum, you might have somebody mentioned, maybe Unknown Girl or Yum, you mentioned that it's a little animation at the end is a little choppy. So hopefully this will still work. But see you next time, and end transmission, I guess, is what it looks like. So see you next time. Goodbye.